Freedom, a word we all use, casually, passionately, politically. But what does it really mean? Its roots lie in the Old English freedom, exemption from bondage, and deeper still in ancient ideas of belonging, not as property, but as a person with voice. Over time, freedom became a rallying cry, the dream of the modern self. Today we say freedom is choice, the right to speak, to move, to become. But even this idea, it isn't ours. Our concept of freedom is borrowed. We inherit not just roles and rights, but the very language with which we imagine liberty. To some, freedom is political, to others, economic. For some, it's personal. For others, spiritual. For the existentialist, freedom is the burden to choose in a world without instructions. Each version is true, none are complete. And here's the paradox. We are told we are free, but we are shaped long before we ever choose. We inherit names, gods, values, fears. And then we're told, now you may choose. If the self that chooses was not freely formed, then is the act of choosing truly free? Too often we confuse freedom with variety. But choosing between pre-written lives is not freedom, it's arrangement. Sometimes I feel most free when I stop thinking, when I stop performing, when I sit in stillness, indifferent to the world and to myself. In that blank space, something breathes, something untouched, and somehow, that feels more like freedom than any role I've been handed. But the world insists money is freedom. Yet to earn it, I step into a system that claims my time, my attention, my identity. I step into the cage to buy the key. And so I wonder, what if freedom is fiction? Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. But maybe because I think, I invent freedom. Maybe it's a story carved by discomfort, a story to soothe the tension of being aware and bounded. Even the story of freedom changes. To our ancestors, it meant survival, reading, choosing a partner, having a voice. Today, it's self-expression, breaking cycles, saying no to systems once considered sacred. Freedom adapts, it evolves. So maybe it's not a destination, not even a constant. Maybe it's a spectrum, from silent acceptance to subtle reshaping to open revolt. Maybe rebellion is not the failure of freedom, but its final, necessary form. And yet, even in this search, this hunger to define freedom, am I not already bound? Bound by the need to know, by the discomfort of uncertainty, by the belief that I must find an answer. Maybe the very idea of freedom becomes a chain, a beautiful one, forged from longing and intellect, a cage built from the search itself. What if the freest moment is not in the asking, but in the letting go? So if I want to be free, I must look beyond choice. I must question the chooser, the one I did not build, the one that was built for me. Maybe freedom isn't granted. Maybe it can't be inherited. Maybe it must be taken, stolen from the unchosen self.